Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to this live session, live question and answer session on astrology from Enlightened Mind. And I'm K. Jagdish here. And we are willing to take any question from anybody who have logged into this, who can call up that number, what is being displayed on the screen. Give me the name of the person to whom the question pertains, and I will be able to do a prashna and then give you the answer. Kindly kindly ask pointed questions, and we shall certainly try to answer to the best of our ability. And most often, as per the feedback from the clients or people who have already participated in this live question and answer session, the answers have been very accurate for them by the grace of God. And today's planetary position, as I am talking to you today, as you are viewing this channel, let me explain to you. In Taurus, there is Mercury and Rahu. In Gemini, we have Sun. In Cancer, we have Mars and Venus. And for Mars, Cancer is a debilitated sign. And in Scorpio, we have Ketu and Mandi, of course, which is critical for any Prashna Kundli. And in Capricorn, we have retrograde Saturn and Moon. And in Aquarius, we have got retrograde Jupiter. Jupiter went retrograde on 20th of June. So, just to give a brief of what the planetary situations would indicate is, generally, this is for the zodiac, from the zodiac point of view I am talking. It means the Jupiter being the significator of justice and Aquarius being a fixed sign in the zodiac, happens to be the 11th sign of the zodiac. I think there is some kind of a justice that is going to be delivered by the grace of God to everybody on earth. And Saturn, called as a Dharma Karmadhipati, and if having posited in its own sign of Cancer, almost from quite some time now, May 23rd it went retrograde. That means the 10th sign of the zodiac, which represents the dharma and karma, that is action and reaction and moral values, that is under revision now or being revisited. Hopefully by the end of November, there has to be some changes in the entire system, and Saturn being a significator for democracy, all the democratic countries might experience some sort of a rehauling of the entire system by and large, which should benefit the people, is what I feel. Now, this is the planetary position as on today. And now, going on to our subject, we are coming out with the stock prediction package. It is not for the entire stock market. If you are holding a stock, you want to trade on that, that means you want to sell that if you are already holding, perhaps through the Prashna Kundli tools, getting the Aruda Lagna in the name of the legal owner of the stock, we can perhaps give you very positive indications and indicate the brighter side of your stock future. It is not for the stock market. Entire stock market prediction is definitely not possible. It is beyond the scope of astrology in very many ways. But if you are holding a specific stock, we don't want even to know the name of the stock. You codify it as whatever you like, A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, and they tell us that stock X I am holding. And what is the future of that? Through the Prashna Lagna, through the Prashna Kundli and the Prashna Lagna, I can definitely tell you. And for your information, Mercury is the third planet, third lord of the zodiac. That is, it owns Gemini, and the sixth, that is, the sixth sign of the zodiac is Virgo. So, fundamentally, stocks and this could be, in my opinion, can be directly linked. Now, the Mercury retrograde, which was retrograde until about 20th or 21st, I think, it has become direct. Now, some of the stock values may go up. There is a call. Let me continue after taking the call. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can give the name. There is an audio behind that. Please mute.
I want to ask about my career.
No, career is a very generic word. You have to ask me specifically what are you looking for.
Okay, so I'm trying to restart my career. In which direction should I move?
No, career. Again, there's a bit of a confusion. You're looking for a job.
Yeah, I'm looking for a job.
You want to know when you are getting the job, right?
Yeah, and what kind of job should I look for? Something like that.
What kind of job is very difficult to predict. But anyway, let me take a call on that. Be on the line, please.
Okay.
Yes, luckily for your question, there are positive indications. The first positive indication is that in the sixth house of service there is Sun, which is the eighth lord, and if I look at the past, Venus was the significator for that. Venus and Mars are together, and if I look at the future, there is retrograde Jupiter. That is the prospects of getting a job which you must have been attempting from quite some time. Is very likely to start yielding results by after 20th June. 20th June is already over. So that is in the next 5 months down the line, before November 20th, perhaps you will definitely get a job. You asked about the kind of job. You see, sixth lord from this Aruna Lagna is Mercury. Mercury is a causative planet indicating several aspects like trading, marketing, and Sun being posited there. It also indicates a very powerful and good situation as far as the job is concerned. And Mercury also relates to trading activities, advertisement, publicity. All those things are hidden in that particular sixth bhava, for which the Mercury is the lord. And Mercury, which was retrograde and is now whichever company, possibly this is just a chance. You need to try it out. If you have taken interviews earlier to 22nd of June or 20th of June, Mercury turns right. 1 second, be on the line, I'll tell you. After 30th May, if you have taken up interviews and calls on that, maybe since Mercury has got now direct from 23rd June, it's a good sign, and Mercury moves to the next sign on 7th July. So 7th July onwards, the prospects of job is very likely to increase, and you will get a good job is what the Prashna Kundli reveals here.
Oh, thank you. So it is stable, right? Stable job.
You see, I will share with you in the course of the next few minutes down the line as I talk to viewers on this channel that stability is only a sort of a correlation with something else. What is the benchmark? Everything under the sun is never stable. That is the way God has created this creation. And of course, yes, from your point of view, from the job perspective, I feel yes, there is going to be a great degree of stability in that job. And Saturn also Saturn also being retrograde, both are adding to your benefit. That means your earlier attempts in so many ways which did not yield result is very likely to yield result now. So please be confident about it and be cheerful, and you will get a good job and a stable job too, as you mentioned.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I have to, of course, travel, move out for that job, right?
Pardon?
I have to move out for that job, be on my own for that job.
Looks like that. There is
Okay.
there are two possible. There is a possibility of moving out because Jupiter is retrograde. Initially, it may be at some place, and then by 22nd, by about April 2022, perhaps there will be a dire need to move out for with respect to your job, because the future of the job is indicated as per the Prashna Kundli that it is Jupiter is retrograde. It is in the 12th house from the 3rd. That means right at the moment I can't foresee a very long distance travel, but there may be some travel is a possibility because Jupiter is retrograde. That means there is a revisit on this scenario. But by April 2022, there is definitely going to be a travel.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye. Friends, I was just talking about the planetary position, and Mercury is the natural significator for, is the lord of the 3rd and 6th sign of the zodiac. And that girl who spoke to me just now asked about her job and travel also to an extent. Both are indicated in that because Mercury is the causative planet for her job related issues, and she asked what kind of job it is. I have already mentioned it could be trading, marketing, business management. All those portfolios are the prerogative of Mercury. And Mercury is the 3rd planet in the zodiac. 3rd and the 6th planet is the lord of the 3rd sign of the zodiac and the 6th. 6th stands for service. So the Prashna Kundli is on the dot as far as her question is concerned, and the answer thereof, there has to be a substance. I got the Aruda Lagna by shuffling the cowries on the copper grid here and arrived at the point that her ascendant, that is Aruda Lagna, her question ascendant has been Capricorn, where there is retrograde Saturn and Moon as on today. I am just going into this detail only to help people understand what is this Prashna Kundli about, how is it possible. She just gave her name and her question. So it is definitely going to be accurate, because the very fact that she asked that question, there are significations in the Prashna Kundli vis-a-vis the planetary position. So it is very obvious that she is going to get a job and things will be all right for her and will be good for her. Many activities of her life is definitely going to be revised between 20th of June to about November 10th, when retrograde Jupiter becomes direct. Now we are talking on the stock market issue. And stock market fundamentally, you see, I don't like to make a sweeping statement that Mercury is a significator for stocks. It may be incorrect to say that, but by virtue of the zodiac itself, it looks like that. Mercury is a significator for all this trade and commerce. And it is also called as the messenger of God, that is the planet closest to the sun. And it often goes retrograde because of the terrible gravity of sun influencing Mercury. It is very close. Mercury will never go away from sun where sun transits, but more than 18 degrees. This is the part of astronomy as well as astrology. See, it is not different. Astronomy deals with the planets, its rotation speed, so on and so forth, whereas astrology is taking hints from what does it mean for the human beings. So there we are, and Mercury is termed very rightly as a messenger of God. So that means here there are two things which I would like to share with you. One is that her question was about job, and the significator by virtue of this Aruda Lagna has been Mercury. That means the intuitive portion, that is whatever the astrologer is saying, is very likely to fall in place in her own interest for the betterment of her life. So this is what I have to say on that. And coming back to the stock market issue, yes, I feel on the whole the stock market or shares of several companies should be catching up a little more from 7th July. The reason is Mercury, the 3rd and 6th lord of the zodiac, is moving to the 3rd house, its own house. So that means there is going to be a sort of an increased level of activity. But if you are holding the stock of a stable company, I do not want to give you false hopes on that, because that amounts to sort of a random comment on that, a generalized comment which may not hold good. Even if we own the best of companies share with us, there is no guarantee whatsoever that we are going to make profit out of it, because it is not gambling. But anything that we do under the sun is guided by our own destiny. There is a call. Let me continue on this, please. Hello.
Hello,
Yes,
good afternoon, sir. My name is Swati Deheria.
Okay.
I want to know that by when we'll be able to buy a house, because whenever we try to buy it, some unfortunate event happens. So,
Okay, I will answer your question and also pass other comments regarding that. Hold on, please.
yeah, thank you.
Yes, your subject has been the purchase of an apartment or a house. So that fundamentally, this is the beauty of Prashna Kundli. If by chance you are viewing on YouTube, you can see the Prashna Kundli on the left corner of yours, rather your right corner of the screen, if you are on that. Otherwise also there is no problem. The Aruda Lagna has itself come between the axis of Rahu and Ketu. Ketu and Rahu are shadowy planets, and the first sign of the zodiac is Aries. Mars is the owner of it, is the lord of the first sign of the zodiac, and the zodiac, the spiritual perspective is the very first star, asterism, the first star of the zodiac is Ashwini, which is for which Mars is the lord of it. So that means it gives a doubt from the mystical point of view. Are we moving backwards in our life? Incidentally, that is so for everybody unless we resort to spirituality. Of course, setting that aside from your main question, Mars is the significator for purchase of all this land, fixed assets, buildings and things like that. And Venus happens to be a causative planet for vehicles, specifically vehicles. So now your question is about Mars. Mars right now is in a debilitated sign of Cancer along with Venus. That means you wanted it indicates that that you wanted something little more luxurious. You see, it's all contextual. There is no benchmark for luxury. That has been your ambition, and whatever efforts you have put in earlier has not yielded results for various astrological reasons. And Mars is now going to move to the next sign, Leo, by 20th of July. So the efforts that you put in after 20th July is very likely to yield good results by and large. This is a generic view of the question that you have asked. I will go into minute details here. The fourth house we have to see for property and all that, and that is where Jupiter, retrograde Jupiter, is posited as of now. Maybe from 20th of June, whatever efforts you put in earlier than that, you are now revising, probably strategizing what kind of an apartment are we looking for, too big a house, what is happening, like that is a possibility. What is your feedback on that?
Yeah, actually, it's very precise. Previously, we were, as you said, that we were looking at. Now, this is a reconciliation period going on. So, and situation were also not positive due to all this corona thing. So that's why I just asked question. It gives a clear visibility that probably after July we could be able to actually like finalize something.
Yes, it is likely that the straight answer to that question is that by, I will tell you, just hold on for a while. I'm looking at the Prashna Kundli right as opposite to me, besides the camera, on the left side of the camera. To my left rather, just hold on. I'm looking at the Prashna Kundli there, trying to analyze 4 to 5, 5 to 9. By 22nd February, 22nd September, there is a possibility that you will come across some house which may be to your inclination, to your liking, and again that decision you are likely to revisit due to various reasons, maybe including cost considerations, locational advantages, so on and so forth. Between 27th September to 18th October, there will be a revision of the entire issue of buying the house. But nevertheless, on 22nd September, something or the other is very likely to get activated. And in effect, by 2nd November, that means I would say round it off to something like the first week of November to second week of November, maybe you will succeed in that. And that will be a good house. It will be convenient for you, and it is good also.
Thank you so much. Actually, it gives a clear vision also by when we should plan. Thank you so much for giving answers.
And is it that, this is just out of curiosity I am asking, whatever you liked must have been your life partner would not have probably gone ahead with that due to his own personal reasons, which he is entitled to, and there is nothing wrong. Both only wife cannot take a decision, and the husband alone cannot take a decision. It has to be a joint decision with mutual consensus of opinion. Is that correct? Was that you have anything to quote on that?
No, actually we both, before, like 2 months before, 2.5 months to be precise, we both liked certain houses, but we all fell sick. We all were like corona positive. But he had little different inclination, but we were coming across to common liking. So definitely we want to take something where we both happily live. So that is the whole idea. I don't want to pressurize what I like it, and he also doesn't want to pressurize what he likes it.
Okay.
We both want to go ahead with the mutual liking.
Okay.
So that is the procedure.
So that is possible. Now you will get a good house, and probably a house closer to some greenery, that kind of a situation is a very strong possibility. Not much value to be given to that, and it could be always, it could be in the 7th house. It will be a good house, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It's a good house, and you will be blessed to stay there. No problem at all. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye. So I was talking about Mercury. Mercury is the causative planet for all this trade and commerce and journalism, so on and so forth, and is a messenger of God because it's the closest planet to the sun all the time. It doesn't go beyond 18 degrees from sun, and that is positively called as a messenger of God. It is so, it is good. So not that anything connected with Mercury is all the time good. That should not be mistaken. As far as the stock market is concerned and the share market is shares are concerned, Mercury could mean a lot for people. As I was telling you, that if you are holding the shares of an excellent company, a blue chip company, a solid concrete company where there need not be much fluctuations, ultimately you are guided by the fact that company is so and so, and how can the share value fall? It will grow and it will grow. It may not be so. There are various other factors which can influence the company, and slight change in the method where in the process of management of that industry industry, they may take some decisions. Let us say a company which is very, very stable would like to put in few thousand crores on an expansion mission. Obviously, because the expenditure portion, it amounts to capital expenditure. The trading of the stock might not yield good results. Maybe the stock value could dip for a while and then pick up after some time, maybe 6 months, 1 year. This is just a passing comment. I am not saying that any company investing money or expansion on an expansion project could share value should necessarily come down. That is not my conclusion. I am just citing an example as to what can happen in that. So ultimately, the bottom line message is, it is not the economic status of the company which should yield good results for us and fetch profits for us, but it is our own individual destiny which need to take care of the profit on account of trading that particular share. Now, after having said that, I got few points to share with you. Here, I think one of the callers clearly mentioned that is it going to be stable, will it be consistent, will it be permanent? This is haunting the mind of every one of us, quite rightly in a way. What is wrong about it? But from a spiritual perspective and from the perspective of planets, which are all the time under moving. Hold on, let me take the call and. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, I want to ask a question.
Question about whom?
A question about myself. The question is, regarding I'm looking for a job for almost 1 year. So when will I get a relevant job for me?
Hold on. Let me check. I have taken the Aruda Lagna. I am looking at it. Hold on, please. I am trying to analyze. Are you, by any chance, watching on YouTube also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You must be seeing on your right hand side corner there is a chart, Prashna Kundli chart, and there is a light highlighted. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
That is Virgo is the ascendant, Aruda Lagna, and the Lord of Aruda Lagna is Mercury, is the sixth sign of the zodiac, and right now the Mercury is in the ninth house. From that is a good indication on the face of it, but I'll need to go into more details, which I will do. Probably you had very high hopes on some issue of the job, some job. Let me try to look at the ephemeris and tell you. Between 30th of May, between 26th May to 30th May, were you upbeat on getting a good job?
26th May to 30th May.
26th May to 30th May, just about 4 or 5 days.
So I didn't get it. Today we are on 27th June. So
that's okay. I am talking about the past. I precisely mean 26th May to 30th May was your mood upbeat, but it receded after some time. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you sure of it? Is it that?
Means I was going through some disease I just got through, and it was regular mood. I was not saying that I was very sure about something or like that. It was just normal. I was not very down, or I was not very up.
Okay,
so,
but you were confident to a very great extent. Were you?
Sir, because I'm going through this situation from almost 1 year, so I'm not very sure about those particular days, because it is almost 1 month back we are talking about. So I'm not very sure right now.
Okay.
So what do you mean?
Okay. Now, coming straight on to your point here, the sixth lord has to be retrograde Jupiter. You count 6 signs from the point where that red LED light is lit. That means retrograde Jupiter, you see that. And why we are doing this is, people should also understand what are we talking about, what is the logic behind it. It is not an arbitrary talk. There is a reason and a logic behind it. Whether you know astrology or not is a different matter. Here, the sixth, count 6, including the red light one, it is retrograde retrograde Jupiter, and Jupiter turned retrograde from 20th of June. So there is a very good chance during the period of retrogression, what did not happen earlier, it should happen now within the next 5 months. That is until November 20, I'll tell you. Yes, about November 10th, Jupiter becomes retrograde and becomes direct, then your chances will brighten up. However, if you have already, since you have been making efforts since 1 year, the best analysis of that is something can trigger right from 7th July, and before November 20th you will be employed, you will get a good job, a stable job is what I feel.
So I didn't understand clearly. Something will trigger right from 7th July and I will get a job by, I didn't understand that, sir.
From 7th July in a way can become a sort of a trigger point, and the job issue will get activated before November 10th is my gut feeling and take on this question by virtue of the planetary position.
Okay.
And that
likely to get employment by when, any particular date or idea, sir?
Can you come over again? I didn't hear that portion.
I said any likely date or month by.
Market date is, you see, from 7th July is a good thing, and further I would say that by about from 20th July itself there will be more activities in terms of your communication, taking an interview, making presentations and all that. Likewise it will go on, and before November 20th we are likely to get a job. Okay. All the best.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Mr. Jagdish.
Speaking.
Yes, I am Mrs. Samna.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask a question.
Yes, you ask about yourself.
Yes. When will I get conceived?
When will you?
Get conceived?
Hold on. Okay, I got it. See, the 5th house of progeny, I find Mercury and Rahu. Maybe it is Rahu, presence of Rahu in the 5th house of progeny, as per the Prashna Kundali, it indicates that there must have been some inherent medical reasons for not conceiving so far. You said you are Dr. Kamana, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Inherent issue with a conception that you must be aware as a doctor. Does it appeal to you? I am going by the planetary position and what is happening there.
But my mother and my sister is not have such kind of problem.
That means
No inherent history of the means not to conceive or
no,
such
no,
kind.
no, no, no. This, as you know, this is nothing to do with the hereditary aspect. Nobody, at least as far as my knowledge goes,
I have some kind of birth defect. That's it.
I would not even agree to that. You need to get yourself examined properly, and there is some issue which is coming in the way of conception. So you please get a medical checkup done as you are.
But I have already done my medical checkup, fully checked, but no any kind of disease in this.
No.
No any hormonal.
There is no, I am not talking about disease at all. There is some obstruction for conception is what I can see from the Prashna Kundli. This is based on the planetary position, and being a doctor, you know much better than what I can tell you. Some reason is there. It can even mean some kind of a small obstruction. Whether medically they will be able to explore that, I don't know. Please have a detailed checkup. But the point is, you will be able to conceive, and before November there will be some good result on account of that. Around November, December there will be good result on that.
This November or December 2021?
Correct.
2022.
2021, the present year, the current year.
Okay.
And fundamentally the conception issue must have got already delayed quite a bit. Is that right?
Yes, it is right. That's
Okay.
why I just asked this question.
Yes. You will now be able to conceive by November, December, but you need some cross-examination by a good medical examination from probably a gynecologist with sufficient experience. And I am not suggesting that whomsoever met is not incompetent. That should not be mistaken like that. But there is something to do with that. There is some deficiency of the hormones or something like that is a possibility. This I am guessing through the Prashna Kundli astrology. So you, being a doctor, you know better than what I can explain to you. But on the whole, the answer.
I already do I already take the treatment and all kind of investigations about this. Only one investigation is pending from myself, that is the USG.
You get that also done. You will be able to conceive by November, December this year. That is the good news for you.
December this year.
Yes. Okay. All the best.
Okay.
Thank you. So, people look for stability. As human beings, we all look for stability, but it cannot be so, because all the planets are all the time moving. No planet will ever stop. Retrogression of a planet only means it apparently looks like going back. No planet will ever travel backwards. And Rahu, Ketu are not planets, they are shadows. They call it as shadowy planets for various reasons. It has, of course, no doubt, a great amount of spiritual significance, both Rahu and Ketu. And, sorry. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
My name is Anuradha.
Okay.
Anuradha Panchal.
Anuradha?
Hello.
Anuradha?
Panchal.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What's the question?
Yeah. My question is when I did get married. About my marriage.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Yes, your marriage has been delayed quite a bit, because in the Prashna Kundli I get Sagittarius ascendant and Sun is in the 7th house. So the presence of Sun or Saturn, definitely it is a matter of delay, and no reasons can be attributed to that. And there is something good news which I can share with you. So your marriage has been sort of perpetually delayed for no good reason, no valid reason. Is that correct? Is it appealing to you?
Okay. Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, without any reason, and it is also possible that when your marriage was about to take a shape, suddenly it used to go back somehow or the other. Is that correct?
Yes. Sorry. Sorry. Come again, sir.
See, whenever you looked at a boy, a good bridegroom, it was about to happen like, okay, things will move forward, was your gut feeling and confidence. Probably somebody would have said, yes, we will continue, we will move on. But suddenly they used to go back. Is that valid? Do you subscribe to that opinion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, is it?
Yes.
People who agreed did not, later on came back as, look, we are not interested. That kind of a scenario, right?
G.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now, not to worry, 925 529. Before April 2022, you will get married, and the good chances are before November 20th itself, some settlement might take place and you will move on, you will get married.
Okay, sir.
And probably the next question on your behalf I am asking, that is, how will be your married life, is obvious. That will be good is what I want to say.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All the best. So, no planet has ever stopped with... Sorry. Hello?
Hello, Jagdish ji.
Yeah,
Pranam, sir.
Pranam.
Sir, actually, my name is Shweta Jain. I'm from Indore, Madhya Pradesh.
Shweta Jain from Indore. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is
One of my friend gave you your number, and
okay. No problem. What is the question
actually,
about it?
I have only one question. I have lot of health issues. मतलब मैं बचपन से ही सर बीमार हूँ. I'm not very good in English.
That's okay.
बचपन से ही बीमारियाँ बहुत घेरी रहती हैं मुझे.
No, Hindi that I can't follow, but you can speak. Whatever English you are speaking is more than sufficient for me to answer your question. You said your name is Shweta Jain and you are talking about health issues, right?
Yes, sir.
Hold on. Do you have any sort of skin-related problems by any chance?
Yes, sir. I have.
You have? Okay. So, maybe it is surprising to you, without even getting the birth data, how could I straight away pinpoint the actual problem, which could be the major problem for you?
Yeah,
as
sir.
you felt?
Exactly. I felt the same.
Okay. So, not to worry, it is you need more God's grace to get over this problem, and in future I feel that you will from November from now to November, perhaps you will be consulting a good doctor to get treatment. It is connected with some neurological problem, one. Number two,
Yes,
it's also
sir, I have.
it is
Yes,
also connected
Yes, I
with some gynec problems, is what I feel.
Okay.
Hormone problems, neurological problems and all that, but not to worry about any of those things. Let me assure you that by November, from rather 20th June itself, there has been some apparently little betterment is what I feel, and by November 20th it will definitely subside quite a bit. Your health will be all right on a permanent basis from April 2022. Not to worry too much on this. Your worrying will again.
I have some intestinal problem.
Yes.
Actually, it's related to piles kind of fissure. Actually.
Yes,
It's
like
converted to fissure last 7 to 8 years. Actually.
you seem to have burning sensation there. Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay. See, not to worry. Whatever the problem on health is there, it will definitely reduce from November 20th onwards, and before April 2022 it should be good according to the best of my opinion, and by God's grace it should happen. If you are a non-vegetarian, you please give up non-vegetarian and be 100% vegetarian. That will help you a lot to attract more God's grace. Okay.
Actually, we are Jain, so
Okay,
we are pure veg.
Okay, that is very good. That is excellent.
Yeah.
And you just try to practice meditation for half an hour a day in the morning. As soon as you get up, half an hour you dedicate. Whatever routine time of getting up, you advance it by half an hour, and get up little early. Start with 15 minutes of meditation, and then your health will definitely improve, is what I can say. It has to happen by God's grace. This is the health problem is on account of your previous samskaras or karmas, as it is called. And
Definitely, I can understand.
And not at all to worry. The causative planet for this particular health problem and related to the past life will practically get over by 17th of March. I am giving a date of April 2022. So 13th April 2022 onwards, you should not have so much of health problem, is what I feel. And pray God for that. Okay? And one is prayer. Second thing is, the mind has to be pure. The very purpose of human birth is that it is a purification of mind more than anything. This is not told by many acknowledged people in the society who call themselves as Swamis, whatever. I don't want to foray into that area. The entire human life is a matter of purification of the mind. We should not think anything bad about anybody, related, unrelated, even for people who causes some problem or injury or hurt us in any manner. We have to be very careful not to curse them. Our mind has to have the same attitude of love and affection, and pray God for them also. That is the principle behind it. So please practice.
Actually, sir, recently I lost my father-in-law and mother-in-law in COVID last month, actually.
Okay. Fine. I'm sorry to know about it, but that is there may be emotional reasons also, because Mars is debilitated. Mars is aspecting the Lagna, so that is causing all the worry, and that worry will go away. It is unfortunate that you lost. I'm sad about it, no doubt, but you strengthen yourself and try to continue your life further, and pray God. Okay. All the best. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye. So, no planet will ever stop or any time. Rahu and Ketu or shadowy planet, it is supposed to be all the time moving backwards, as I told you earlier. Now, coming on to one point, like people, it's a nature of every human being on earth, no matter whether they are the heads of nation or an ordinary man on the street. The planets are moving, and everyone has to experience the effect of the planets, the influence of the planets. I will tell you here, zodiac signs, Mercury changes, rather first let me start with the fast moving planets. Moon completes one cycle of the zodiac every 28 days. The fastest moving planet is Moon. Every 60 hours it changes sign from one sign to another sign. That means we are affected totally by our mind. And I said that in the due to the when I answered the last caller, I said the purpose of human life is for purification of the mind. If the mind is pure, see, we all feel that we are pure and we don't think bad about others, don't do anything bad for others, all that we think. But the degree varies. We need to definitely retune our mind, reform our mind. There are still inherent, even a person who says I am pure minded, I am this and that. Let me take the call. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead.
जी नमस्ते सर, myself Amrita from Indore.
What's the name?
Amrita Tiwari.
Okay, okay.
Sir, I want to ask about my sister's marriage.
Sister's name you give me.
Yeah, sir.
Your sister's name I want.
Yeah, her name is Amita Vyas.
Anita Vyas. Okay, hold on.
Amita, Amita.
All right, Amita, and you want to know about her marriage, right?
Yes, sir. She is already late. When will she get married? And how will be her married life?
To an extent, I will answer. You are asking two questions there. Doesn't matter. I will try to answer you. Hold on. Amita Tiwari. Hold on. Hold on.
जी Amita.
Was she into any relationship earlier by chance?
No, sir. She was not in a relationship.
Okay, okay. She was not into any relationship. There was nothing that was to happen.
No,
Okay.
no, sir.
Okay. All right. Yeah, her marriage is definitely delayed, but not at all to worry. Between April 2022 to April 2023, she will be married.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay.
And the boy will be of same field?
Same?
They will be of same field in which field she is working. The boy will also be of the same field, sir?
On the you mean some sort of a love marriage or the?
No, sir. I mean to say that she is a writer, so the boy will also be a writer or of any other field.
Oh, you are talking about the profession of the likely bridegroom,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hold on, let me try to answer. No, that is very difficult to answer. Maybe, I cannot say that. It is very, very difficult to decipher. Let me answer your question about the future of the married life. That I will try to answer. 11 to 5.
Yes, sir. Yes, please, sir.
That will be good. There is nothing to be worried about. Profession, you don't bother. Her married life will be good is what I can say. Okay?
Okay,
All the best.
sir.
All the best.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
Okay.
So, Moon is the fastest moving planet. In 28 days, it goes one round the zodiac. In 60 hours, it moves from one sign to another sign. That means the whole world, whole universe is under the sway of Moon. Moon is typically represents mind for human beings. So mind is shifting from object to object, person to person, thing to thing, and subject, various kinds of things, all sorts of things. It is kicking up racket. Mind is a monkey, mind is a chatterbox. It never stops. Round the clock, through 24/7, it is all the time on some subject or the other. It's only to, that is why science and mystics have called this world as an illusion, because mind is never stable. One day we want one type of food, for afternoon, for lunch, and for dinner we want something like that. Mind is fluctuating all the time. We never want any kind of consistency in whatsoever, except for the luxury ones. So that is the fundamental nature of mind, and mind has to be controlled, and all this meditation is only to control the mind and purify the mind as well. And the next fast moving planets is Mercury. Mercury changes, I'll tell you, zodiac signs. Every 3 to 4 weeks, Mercury changes from one sign to another sign. Followed by Venus, it takes about 4 to 5 weeks. And Mars, 6 to 7 weeks. Jupiter, every 12 to 13 months. And Saturn, about 2.5 to 3 years. When all these planets are moving and the entire universe is under the sway of these planets' influence. Don't you think expecting something very stable and on a permanent basis, how does it work out? I'm not saying that if you build a house at the age of 30, you should keep on moving and changing that. It is not that point. So we are only talking from the point of view of mind. You may be well settled by the age of 40, but mind has not settled. You are settled economically, financially and other ways, family, those things. But still the problems come up. Why is that? Nobody is an exception to this because all the planets are continuously moving. So can there be an individual, can there be a human being on earth who will enjoy the same degree of either comfort or suffering? Both are not possible. If a man is comfortable, he will have problems. It's only our interpretation of looking at the other party or the other person, we feel, oh, look, he is doing very well, he is very happy, this and that. But if we personally talk to him, he will come out with hundreds of problems, like any of us, like all of us, whatever we call it. I'm not saying all of us have problems, but we have concerns in every way, every hour, because planets are moving. It has to impact us. People who are stable and consistent in their approach, attitude and life is the only mystics category, and the saints, how many are there? You may not be able to count even 2, 3, 4, 5 in the entire universe. That means all of us are subject to changes all the time. Nevertheless, what we were earlier, what we are now, what we are going to be. There is a huge difference in that. And it is a human habit that if you are in a comfort zone, we expect a lot of comforts to continue on a permanent basis. It is not so. I have been coming across so many cases where my clients report really very sad things about their married life and husband and wife living together as a good family for 20, 25 years. Suddenly something happens. Either the husband goes astray or the wife goes astray, and they will have a son or a daughter by then. Look at the unfortunate portion of it. What is the cause? That is moon. The mind keeps fluctuating. It's fickle-minded because moon depicting mind moves so very fast. 60 hours it changes from one sign to another sign. What you saw yesterday, which was very stable, today you talk to the same person. He will indicate a different opinion. Why? Because moon has changed its position. It has moved from one sign to another sign. That impacts the human beings. That is why, all this full moon and new moon day, the waves in the ocean, there are huge, massive waves. The reason is it's all because it comes under the gravity of moon. Definitely it becomes turbulent. The ocean becomes turbulent. So it is a law of nature. Change is the law of nature. Whereas we don't want any change when we are comfortable. When we are not comfortable, we want a change. It cannot be said as wrong or cannot be justified is not the comment. It has to be justified. We will do our work and leave the result to God. But we keep on worrying about it. Again, Mars is involved there. Mars is a causative planet for all the entire neurological system in the body. There are 7 trillion nerves in the body. It is a mind-boggling figure. The whole body is wired up like an electronic printed circuit board. Whole body is wired up. So we are always constantly under some sway or the other. With the result, there is no one who can be called as stable. It's only our assumption. Look at that industrialist, he is doing so well. Look at that head of that nation, he is extremely powerful, this and that. But talk to him individually, privately. He will confide his problems to you. That is the place where astrologers stand a chance to get to know of the problems of others. And that gives us an opportunity also to further purify our mind. So this is what I had to say in this session. And regarding stock trading, as I mentioned already, when all these planets are continuously moving, you can't expect the stock market to be stable all the time. A share which we have bought 3 months back of a blue chip company for no reason that we know can come down. It can also go up the same way. Whereas the Prashna Kundali astrology can decipher a Prashna Lagna or the Aruda Lagna definitely says whether it is favorable or unfavorable. We may not be able to quantify the percentage in terms of how many rupees profit you will get, but it is certainly possible to forecast the future of that particular share. We are not forecasting for the share market. Share market is a mixture of several thousands of shares of various companies. So if you are a share trader, take advantage of the offers, the packages that we are going to introduce very soon, hopefully by next week, and it will give you an indication of whether it is good for you or not. Which, if you give a list, if you have a choice of 3 shares, call it A, B, C, and tell us, we will be able to predict for you whether stock A is good or B is good or C is good, or what is the future of it. So I think it's already 3 o'clock. So let us close the session for today. We will meet again next Sunday at 2 p.m. Thank you very much. All the best for the next week. Until the next week, we will meet again and have a nice week ahead. Bye-bye.